Hello my dear students, I welcome you all to YouTube class. Today I'll be discussing two topics with you. Number one is causes of poverty in India and the second topic is anti-poverty measures in India. These two topics, they are from the chapter Poverty as a Challenge from the economics portion of social studies. Starting with our first topic, causes of poverty in India. We all know that poverty is a condition in which a person lacks the financial resources and essential things to enjoy the minimum standards of life. And poverty is the most difficult challenge which is faced by the independent India. Poor people can be landless laborers in villages, juggi and slum dwellers in cities and towns, daily wage workers at the construction sites, child workers in dabas, or even beggars. Social scientists, they analyze poverty from many aspects besides the level of income and consumption. And these aspects are poor level of literacy, malnutrition leading to poor resistance to disease, lack of job opportunities, lack of access to healthcare, lack of access to sanitation and safe drinking water, and so on. In order to curb poverty in India, the government of India has taken a lot of steps. But what are the reasons that poverty still exists in India? It's very important for all of us to know the reasons, the causes behind this scenario. Poverty in India, it continues for a variety of reasons. And these are: number one, historically, there was a low level of economic development under the British colonial administration prior to 1947. They discouraged traditional handicrafts and also industrial development, thereby reducing the job opportunities and income growth. Second thing, the low level of economic development persisted for many years, even after independence. And due to the increase in population, per capita income growth was low, thereby increasing the poverty. Third point, the Green Revolution, which improved opportunities in agriculture only in certain areas of country, for example Punjab and Haryana. The growth in the population increased the number of job seekers who had to be content with the low paying jobs in the urban areas, leading to poverty spreading to towns and cities. Socio-cultural, that is the traditions and the economic factors, they lead to the extra expenditure which ultimately increases the poverty. There is unequal distribution of land and other resources. That is why there are large income inequalities also. The land reforms have not been properly implemented, and lack of adequate land resources is also a reason for many people to be poor. Small farmers, they borrow money for seeds, fertilizers and pesticides, and later on they fail to pay, landing in the debt trap. The high level of indebtedness is both the cause and the effect of poverty. Starting with our second topic, that is the anti-poverty measures in India. Removal of poverty has been one of the major objectives of the Indian developmental strategy. The current anti-poverty strategy of the government is based on the following two objectives. Number one is the promotion of economic growth, and number two is the targeted anti-poverty programs. Discussing the first objective with you, that is the promotion of economic growth. The government has promoted the economic growth during the last few years. Economic growth was comparatively low till 1980s, but it has significantly increased since then, causing significant poverty reduction. There is strong linkage between the economic growth and poverty reduction. Economic growth widens the opportunities and provides the resources needed to invest in human development. High economic growth encourages people to send their children, including the girl child, to school with the hope of better economic returns from investing in education. The poor people, they may not take direct advantage of the economic growth, but still they prefer that they should invest in the education of their children for with the hope of the better economic returns later in their life. Due to the lack of growth in agricultural sector, large number of people they remain poor in rural areas. Then the second important objective of the government is targeted anti-poverty programs. The government has introduced targeted anti-poverty programs starting from 1990. The results of these programs have been mixed due to the lack of proper implementation and improper targeting. Also, some schemes they overlap other schemes. Thus, the benefit of these schemes are not fully reaching the deserving poor. So now, the government is emphasizing more on the proper monitoring of all these programs. Some of the important programs are Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. This was initiated in year 1993 and the targeted group was unemployed youth in the rural areas and small towns. The significant feature of this program was setting up of the self-employment ventures through industry, service and business routes. Similarly, one more program was launched by the government, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. It was initiated in year 2005 and the targeted group was rural households. The significant feature of this program was enhancing the livelihood security of people in rural areas by guaranteeing 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to a rural household whose adult member volunteers to do unskilled manual work. Similarly, there was one more scheme and its name is Antyodaya Anna Yojana. It was initiated in year 2000 and the targeted group was poor families in urban and rural areas. Ensuring the main significant feature of this program was ensuring the food security to the poorest of the poor by providing food grains at highly subsidized rates. So these are the programs, and besides these there are many other programs which have been launched by the government in order to curb the poverty. I hope that my video